Welcome back to the lead. I'm Jake Tapper. We're back with today's buried lead. That's what we call stories we think are not getting enough attention. A cyber epidemic crippling businesses around the world. The tech world calls it ransomware. Companies extorted for money, their computers held hostage by hackers. Even an Apple operating system fell victim last month. A cyber attack took down networks for large hospital chains in the D.C. area. MedStar Health averages 4,000 patients a day. At one point, employees did business by pen and paper because of it. CNN's Drew Griffin looked into how hackers are using ransomware against some other high-profile targets.
It popped up on a computer screen, then two, then dozens. This note filling and freezing the screens of hundreds of computers in the Horry County, South Carolina school district. The school's technology director, Charles Hucks, knew immediately his system was under attack.
Your computer systems were basically held ransom.
Our data was held ransom.
Your data was held ransom.
Correct.
By this note.
That's correct.
And they said, hey, you want to free your data?
Pay us.
Most people would think a school system gets basically its computer system hijacked. The data is being held for ransom. Hijacked, ransom, cops. You would call some kind of authority to come in and take care of this, right?
Correct. So we did notify the FBI. We notified SLED, which is our state law enforcement group.
What did they say?
They said, thank you for letting us know. And then this is the site that they set up for us to communicate.
With law enforcement powerless to stop it, the Horry County schools did the only thing they could to get their data freed. They paid.
So you get to the point of making the business decision. Do I make my end users, in our case teachers and students, wait for weeks and weeks and weeks while we restore hundreds of servers from backup, or do we pay the ransom and get the data back online more quickly?
Earlier this year, this hospital in California found its computer systems frozen, held for ransom. The ransom, more than $16,000.
It is a very bad trend it's been rising for the last few years.
Adam Kajawa works for a Silicon Valley company trying to fight what the industry has dubbed ransomware.
It's the one that we hear about the most, and it's the one we see people asking for help the most. And unfortunately, this isn't the kind of attack that you can get infected with and then remove it and you're done. There's no quick fix.
Kidnappers demand the ransom paid in bitcoins, the anonymous internet currency that can't be traced. What's also hard to trace is where the ransomware virus is coming from, usually accidentally installed by unwitting users tricked into opening up its digital poison.
Maybe it's a picture that you thought that you were getting from one of your co-employees, and you just innocently don't read it thoroughly, and you click on it, and all of a sudden now you're infected with this.
You haven't heard about it because most companies pay to keep things quiet. Horry County schools decided not to keep silent to help others avoid being taken.
Yes, and we're not alone. And one of the reasons that we have been talking about this is that this is very, very common. We know of several other school districts, some other school districts where this has happened, and they've been able to keep it out of the news, which is great for them.
In the end, like dealing with real kidnappers, the school set up a money drop, a Bitcoin account, and sent the kidnappers just enough ransom to free one computer to make sure the kidnappers' code would work.
Which it did. And then we said, okay, it works. We want to pay the balance. And so we paid the balance.
The full ransom, $10,000. Horry County's computers are now freed, and the ransomware pirates continue to sail freely and for now unstoppable through the world's computer systems, searching for their next hostage. Jake, to show you how powerless law enforcement is to stop this, last year at a conference, an FBI expert said, hey, if you're facing this dilemma, you might as well just go ahead and pay the ransom and get your data back. Until they get a fix for this, that is about the best they can do. Jake?
Awful. Drew Griffin, thank you so much.